G'day guys, welcome to my RXY's feature video. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about Hyundai Aleague for week 21's predictions for 2020 guys, so let's get started. So the first game of this match, we see the Sydney FC going up against the Western Sydney Wanderers. Now this game, I think this one's going to be an absolutely crucial match. I reckon for a fact it's going to be a very hard game up against Western Sydney Wanderers. This club's going to be an absolute fighter. These two sides are going to put pressure on the other teams. Usually Sydney FC are a very good team. They've won up against the Central Coast Mariners 3-0. They've won up against like so many other clubs, in which I could say Western Sydney Wanderers are a very good club. They have been for a very long time, which I believe that they are a very interesting team. And really what I can say about this match is I like how the way they involved so many players in this game. They trust each other, they work around with each other, and it's just amazing how the way they work with. So I'm going to go with the Sydney FC, and I'm going to predict 2-0 on this game. I just think how the way it's going to go, I reckon this one's going to be a hard game. Western Sydney Wanderers are a very good team, which is such as Sydney FC are a very good team also too. But then you obviously got Sydney FC, which they have improved very well. They have got Adam Levandre, which he is a very experienced player, which he has scored a number of goals. And really what I can say about this game is how the way it's going to go. I reckon it's going to be a hard match, and I just think how the way it's going to be for this club, I reckon that it's going to be a very interesting game for this one. But this game is obviously going to be a very tight one, and I'm just going to say Sydney FC will win this one by 2-0 anyway, and I'm going to predict that off my heart to you guys anyway. The next game of this round, we see the Newcastle Jets going up against the Perth Glory. Now, really what I can say about this match, I like how the way Perth Glory are a very good, interesting team. They have been for a number of occasions, which I think it's very different, but looking into the other teams, Central Coast Mariners have improved very well, but in that off-season, I don't think Perth Glory are gonna be an interesting team of this season. But really what I can say about this match is I like how the way they've improved very well. I like how the way they've scored so many goals. I could say so many players have scored so many goals in the upcoming season anyway. But Perth Glory have just amazed me so much, because they were struggling a little bit from the start, and then obviously they came up to an absolute great finish. And I just think I think they're third or fourth on the ladder anyway, from the bottom to the top anyway. So they are an interesting team, but I look forward to this one. But anyway, let's move on to the Newcastle Jets. Newcastle Jets are a very terrible team at the moment, which they have lost so many games, and I just don't think that they're going to improve very well if they're going to keep losing every single match. And it's not going to be very good at all if they're just going to lose every single game. But you don't want that anyway. But I'm going to go with a very good one, interesting one, and I'm going to go with Perth Glory on this one. I'm going to predict for the scoreline 3-0, and I just think Newcastle Jets won't improve very well, and I don't think they're going to win a couple of games of football, but I don't think they'll win this game anyway up against the Perth Glory side. So I'm going to predict 3-0 up against the Newcastle Jets anyway. The next game of this round, we see the Melbourne Victory going up against the Adelaide United. What I can say about this match, really for a fact that Melbourne Victory are struggling a little bit with so many potential of basically losing and winning a couple of games, but sometimes they lose a match, which I can figure that they are an average team that doesn't really cooperate very well. But I don't like how the way they just like tried very hard, but they don't concede a win from the start to the finish. But they are a very interesting team. I like how the way they've gotten interesting, good players right from like all around the countries. But also too, Adelaide United are a very interesting team, and I like how the way they've brought in like so much attention to this game. Mitchell Duke is an absolute great player, which I can stand that. Oh wait, no, Mitchell Duke's not from Adelaide United, sorry, he's from Western Sydney Wanderers. Which I could see that could say that Adelaide United are a very good team. But really, for a fact is, like, I like how the way Adelaide United can have that attack formation, like energy, and a very interesting like outback of how the way they want to score like goals, and just how the way they want to play like so much of football anyway. It's just how the way they want to do it. It's a very interesting move of them. But anyway, I'm going to go with the Adelaide United on this one. I'm going to predict, I'd say 2-1. And I just think that Melbourne Victory aren't going to concede a goal anyway, but they aren't going to score one. And I just think 2-1 is the scoreline for Adelaide United to win up against the Melbourne Victory anyway. The next game of this round, we see the Western United going up against the Central Coast Mariners. Now, really about this game, I don't like how the way this clash can be very like crucial. Western United are very low key at the moment, and I just don't think that how the way it's going to go for them. It's not a great effort for them, but as what you can see for the worst part of you, Central Coast Mariners have not conceded any goals at the moment. And just what I can say about this team and club, I like how the way they've brought in that attention to Western United, but for a away team coming into that squad, I like how the way that Western United have brought them to attention, and I like how the way they are a very good team. They've gotten Bessa Brisha and Connor Payne from the Central Coast Mariners, which he is coming into that Western United squad anyway, and he's going up against the former team they used to play for anyway. But Bessa Brisha, he is an absolute great player. I do like him anyway. I do respect for him. Sometimes he can be a bit terrible sometimes, but he has some days where sometimes he's terrible and sometimes he's not. Sometimes he can have a great game, but sometimes he can't have a great game. But I'm going to go with the Western United on this one, and I'm just going to say I'm going to go with 3-0 on this game, and I'm just going to say I don't think Central Coast Mariners will win this game. I don't think they will, only because that, like last week up against Sydney FC, they just haven't really tried anything hard, and I don't think that they are going to concede any goals for this one up against Western United, and I just think Western United are going to beat the Central Coast Mariners 3-0 anyway for them. And finally, the next game of this round, we see the Melbourne City going up against the Brisbane Roar. Now, this game, I don't really think that Brisbane Roar can actually concede any goals, and for this game, which I can say, they are a very interesting team that I like, but what I can say about this game, I like how the way they contribute very well. Brisbane Roar are a very good team. They are a very interesting club, which I really like. But then, I just think that Melbourne City can score so many goals, and James McLaren is my favourite player from the Melbourne City, and he can score so many goals, which I like to see this guy concede so many like goals, even like 2 or 3 goals, which for a fact like in total. But then like other players are like, they are an interesting like type of player, but I don't really like how the way Brisbane Roar concede so many goals, but then lose a match and then win a match and then something like that. But also too, what I can say about this game, I just think that Melbourne City are a very interesting team. They have been for quite some time. They have proven to me that they are a very good team to actually watch. They are a very good, interesting, club. And I'm just going to say, I'm going to go with Melbourne City on this one. I just think Jay McLaren is going to score a couple of goals, and I just think 4-0 is the best option. And I just think 2 goals of Jay McLaren concede, that other players will probably score either 1 or 2, so they can make it 4-0 anyway. And I just think that they will win up against the Brisbane Roar anyway. Thanks guys for watching my video, guys. Stay tuned for more. I will be doing a couple of videos coming to you guys soon. Also, I'll be doing more videos coming to you guys soon, so stay tuned for more. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel and for this video, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Until then, take care guys, stay safe, and have a good one.